Hey, I'm Nick Horton, and welcome to the first ever episode of Patriot Talk, which is a project of the Arkansas Patriot, one of the largest conservative political blogs here in the state of Arkansas. Well, I started the Arkansas Patriot in 2009, and it was really a project that started with a vision to just pour light, shine light into the dark corners of government. We have defeated 2 local tax increase measures. We've ousted an incumbent mayor here in Searcy, and we're about to oust a county judge who we have been investigating and keeping in check for several years now. Our focus with the Arkansas Patriot has mostly been local, a lot of local activism in the city and the county. But we're growing, we're expanding, we're going to new places, and we're going to stay focused on a lot more state issues, national issues as well. But I just want to let all the city and county officials know who I know read my blog every day. Don't worry, we haven't forgot about you.
You're catching on.
We've started some discussions, myself and a couple of like-minded individuals, to see what we could do to expand our reach even more. What is something that nobody else in the state is doing? We considered a podcast, we've considered some radio, but this video cast, a Patriot Talk idea is really something that we think is going to be successful. There's a lot of people who may not take the time to sit down and read a 500 to 600 word blog post, but they might sit down and watch a 5 to 6 minute video to learn more about what's going on in government in the state. But we hope you enjoy our new project. We're not sure exactly how often we're going to produce a new video. It will kind of depend on what's going on in the state, what issues are up for discussion. As the election draws near, we will have interviews with candidates and lots of different things like that for you to enjoy. But a lot of it will be based on your response. If this is something that you really enjoy, let us know. Give us some feedback, and we'll do the best we can to keep putting new content out there. Well, so tonight for the first episode of Patriot Talk, we're just going to kind of review some of the things that we've been covering for a few weeks now on the blog. Check it out if you want to. It's arkansaspatriot.us. But one of the stories that we posted the end of last week that's gotten a lot of attention from around the state is about the upcoming unveiling of the Republican platform in the Arkansas House. It's almost going to be kind of a contract with America approach, and they have laid out some of those policy issues that they're going to focus on, and I just want to share a few of those with you tonight because I think they're pretty exciting. A tax reform, which is going to start with eliminating the capital gains tax in the state, education reform, which is going to include school choice, voter ID, performance-based budgeting for state agencies, drug testing for unemployment applicants, pro-life legislation, and then just kind of more generally controlling the size of the state government and the rate of growth of the state government through performance-based budgeting and some of these other measures to make sure that we're not just growing government every year for no particular reason. So a very impressive plan, as you can see, and all the credit in the world goes to the leaders in the Republican side of the House. These guys have come up with a plan that I think is very bold. I think it's going to resonate with voters. I think it's going to be great for the state when we actually bring these things about. But I have been promised a little bit more of an insight into the plan in the next couple weeks before the plan comes out officially, and so I'll be sharing some more of that with you, probably here on Patriot Talk and also on the blog. Well, another big issue that we've really been covering over the last week has been, of course, Congressman Rick Crawford from the 1st District, his proposed surtax on millionaires. I'll never understand why Republicans think that they can win by acting like Democrats. What does a millionaire tax do to spur economic growth? So this is dangerous, but let's put economics aside for just 1 second. My biggest issue with Congressman Crawford's proposal is really not that it's going to cost us the first district in this year's election. It's not the turmoil within the party or the discussions that it's creating, because honestly, I think those are healthy. And it's not even really that it's a tax, even though I am plenty mad about that. My biggest issue with him at this point is the fact that he signed a taxpayer protection pledge that specifically said he would not advocate any tax increases on the American people. And here's a copy of the pledge. I'll make it available on the blog if you want to read it for yourself. But it says, "I, Rick Crawford, pledge to the taxpayers of the 1st District of the state of Arkansas and to the American people that I will, number one, oppose any and all efforts to increase the marginal income tax rates for individuals and or businesses, and two, oppose any net reduction or elimination of deductions and credits unless matched dollar for dollar by further reducing taxes." Grover Norquist of Americans for Tax Reform, who wrote this pledge, has said publicly, and we've documented it on the Patriot blog, that Congressman Crawford's proposal violates this pledge. And this is, I think, just another example of a pattern that we've seen here locally, across the state, and on the national level. Republicans and these guys that get elected as conservatives and then run up there and do whatever they want. Now, Congressman, please tell me and the people of your district, how can we trust you? How can we believe anything that you say from this point forward? Because this isn't really about taxes, and it's not about a party. This is about honesty, and this is about transparency, and this is about holding people accountable for the promises that they make. Crawford, that's kind of a mouthful. This is a Democrat Keynesian idea, and I don't want to beat a dead horse. For the good of the party, I think it's probably best that we all move on, but for that to happen, he's got to drop the issue. Well, that's it. Take a deep breath. You've made it to the end of the first episode of Patriot Talk, and I hope you've enjoyed it. Hopefully it wasn't too painful. Please share with your friends. We'll be back soon to share some more. And never forget the words of John Adams, as he so masterfully said, "Liberty cannot be preserved without a general knowledge among the people." We'll see you next time.